from UP. My hobbies are playing badminton, reading English books, and watching English cartoons and some English, international news channels, especially for learning English. And if I talk about my education, so I am postgraduate in English, and I have learned British and American English from foreign teachers. So this is my brief introduction.
Okay, great to hear about you. Okay, so my name is Vastu Murmu and I am talking to you from Jharkhand. If I talk about my education qualifications, so I have got bachelor degree from Dumka University. And if I tell you about my hobby, so I like playing football. Apart from it, I do run a YouTube channel. The name of the channel is Learn English with Vasudev. This is my short introduction.
Wow, great. So, bro, when you started learning English?
Yeah, it's been more than 1 year. And if I talk about my YouTube journey, so maybe tomorrow I will complete 1 year. Yes.
Okay.
By the way,
Do you
you
still
re-
study?
you are new to this application or you are practicing? But I think I didn't watch your video maybe.
No, actually, I have uploaded some videos on my channel, which name is Global English Zone, ZONA. Actually, I have started talking to people recently. It's been around, I think, 25 or 26 days.
Okay, so in introduction that you are learning American and British accent, right?
Yeah, I have learned these things,
Okay, you have learned.
how
Oh
to
my
speak,
God!
how to understand.
Right now with me in which accent you are talking to me right now?
Well, I always try to speak in British because I like that. And in our country, British English is taught everywhere, in all the colleges, schools, everywhere. Since Britishers ruled over us, that's why British English is here taught in our English. I mean, in our country, in India.
Okay, so right now you are talking to me in British accent.
It is, yes, you can say, because it is a bit different. Like when I speak like CAN, we say can, and in British it becomes can. If we say king, so it becomes king, kingdom, camel, carrot, like this. And there are some
Mm-hmm.
other differences according to the rule.
Yeah, okay. So why do you think that we should learn different kinds of accent as well? Already we are learning with
No,
this language with standard English. So what do you think?
no, it is not important for anyone to learn different accents. Since I have learned this thing because I was interested. So I learned British English, American English, French English, German English, Spanish, Japanese, Korean, and different kind of things that I spoken in the world at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So learning these things, if you are interested at that time, that is a different thing. But it is not important for anyone to learn a lot of accents. The thing that matters, whatever accent you have, you should try to speak all the words and sentences properly. The pronunciation should be correct. And our Indian accent is also just no one can say that it is bad, but pronunciation should be correct because sometimes it creates a kind of confusion in understanding what someone wants to say,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. By the way, I think that really, Vicky, really maybe you are a very hardworking person. That's the reason you have learned it. And but from it, by the way, how much time did you take to learn all these things?
Daily,
No, no, I am asking you that
how?
how much time have you taken for learning this type of accent?
I mean, when I started my journey, right? How many
No, no,
years ago?
I am talking about your accent. How much time did you take for learning your
Actually,
accent?
actually, I cannot. Actually, even I'm not sure when I started. I started my journey of learning English around 6 years ago. Then first of all, I learned Indian English, grammar rules and regulations. And after that, since I am a student of literature, English literature, so we had to study literature too, like how English came in the world, how it came in India, and what were the rules. I mean, why we are taught this English, some
Mm-hmm.
regions, why English is not removed from our country, and what if we remove it here? What if we remove this language from this country? Can it be done or cannot be done? What kind of problems may arise there? So all these kind of things we had to study, and along with that, when I started doing the practice, then I realized they think that I used to mispronounce the words.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes people speak something else. Whenever they have to speak something, they speak something else. As you know, democracy. People say it is democracy, lokatantra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people say it is democracy, but it is not democracy, but it is democracy. We live in a
Mm-hmm.
democratic country. That is. So these kind of small mistakes I used to make. But when I came in the contact of my foreign teachers, like American teacher and British teachers, after that I bought some dictionaries and books that they recommended me for buying. And after that I studied all those things. Actually the dictionaries were really very thick. They are 2000 pages, 2200 pages. So from there I studied and learned these things. And now I think now it has become good to some extent. Pronunciation.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, I don't know this much difference any minor points like, but sometimes I think that we should learn. Why? Because when we are talking to the person who belongs to another country, at that moment we are unable to get them. Why? Because we know English, but even after knowing all these things, because they speak their language with accent. Okay, at that moment, getting them is very difficult. So sometimes I think, but if we have
Yeah, yeah.
time, so
Actually,
this is the one kind of
I learned all these. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, yeah, I'm saying that that's the reason sometimes I think that if we know English, okay, but due to their accent we are unable to get them. So at that moment we think that after learning English also, it means we are follow something inside, right? Don't you feel like sometimes like that?
Yeah, yeah, it happens. Actually, I learned all these things, like British and American, all these things, because it is very big problem for most of the students to understand foreigners. They cannot understand. Even I also faced a lot of problems in understanding it, and it was very tough for me to understand, especially Americans, because they speak their rules and regulations are quite different. So it was very tough. But when I read all the rules of American English, that they speak these words like this, like there is a word that we say missile, right? Missile that is used in the war or battle, we can say. But they say missile, missile, only missile, and we say missile. We say tomato, they say tomato,
Mhm.
right?
Yes. By the way, have you tried to talk to them who are belong to abroad?
Yes,
This
I
accent.
have talked to. I have talked to some teachers from America, and then I asked about this thing. That whenever I speak American English, at that time I was talking with the teacher in American English. So I asked about this thing: is there any problem? I mean, when I speak it, so is there any problem in my pronunciation or American style? So that teacher said that it is okay, but you have to practice some more. I mean, some more days. You have to practice it for some more time, and after that, it will be okay. So and I had talked around I don't know around 1 year or 2 years ago. So it's a very long time.
Mm-hmm. So nowadays, if you talk to them, so definitely maybe they will appreciate you that you are talking to them with their accent.
Actually, I was busy in my preparation, examination preparation. That's why I could not do that. But now I will start talking to all the people. Right? As I have learned the rules of different countries, how the people speak in different countries. So I will try to talk with them in their accents at that time.
Yeah, and one another problem is that if we talk to them, so we will have to pay money sometimes. We can't talk to them free for free. So this is also one problem. And
Yeah,
for
yeah,
practice, right now we are practicing without paying money. So this is for free like that. And earlier, maybe there
yeah.
is
In a
an
way,
Yeah, earlier maybe there is an application called Camly. Over there, people by paying money they used to practice. Nowadays, this is very expensive. Maybe due to that, people are unable to afford it
Yeah,
and they are unable to practice. Yes.
it is expensive, Camly.
Mm-hmm.
Even I have checked that. So, bro, how
Okay,
do
so
you practice your English?
yeah, nowadays only I am practicing through audio and video. And for improving purpose, sometimes I read book as well, story book. I like
Okay, so
so I read. But while talking to person, sometimes I make a lot of mistake. Okay, well, when I edit my video, before uploading video, so at that moment I think that oh my god, this is very silly mistake I made here. So this thing I do, and
no, no,
I mean I need to work on my grammar as well. And sometimes I fumble. It happens sometimes. And if I tell you about another weakness point, that is I unable to pronounce sometimes. So I can say pronunciation is my problem. So these are the things, and nowadays I'm working on it so that I can improve. Yeah. By the way, you tell me how can I
yeah,
improve my pronunciation?
pronunciation.
Mhm.
So you will have to read dictionary, Cambridge, Oxford, but there is a problem. The pronunciation that is given there in these dictionaries, it is not possible for any normal person to understand those things that are written there. Because Hindi words are not written anywhere. Neither your own mother tongue, whatever language you speak, it won't be given in that language. So first of all, you will have to learn the symbols that are given. There are special kind of symbols, IPA, that are in which the pronunciation of the word is written. So first of all, you will have to learn that, and after that, you will come to know that these symbols are used for this kind of pronunciation, like sha, and there are the different kind of symbols are there. So you will have to learn those things, and after that, you will become capable of understanding and speaking those things. And if we talk about Hindi dictionaries, so have you read Hindi dictionaries? Hindi dictionaries, do you read?
In the dictionary, yeah. In normal books, I didn't buy a special book for it. By the way, at the end of the books, there is written some Hindi dictionary like that. So that time I read that one. But nowadays I'm
Do
not
you
reading. So
understand Hindi? Do
mhm.
you understand Hindi language?
Yeah, yeah, I can speak and understand Hindi language.
But in Hindi dictionaries, what happens sometimes the pronunciations are wrong
Mm-hmm.
because there are the words of Hindi are not that much good as the words of English. I mean, these words are used, but these are not that much exact. These are not that much correct as those English pronunciations are. So
Mm-hmm.
if we learn something from the authentic source at that time, that is the best. But for learning that, you will have to work hard because first of all, you will have to learn the symbols
Mm-hmm.
and the main. You have to understand. You will have to watch the videos of some teachers who are from foreign, and after that, you will be able to understand these things.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
definitely.
even Hindi dictionaries are also good, but because I have also read Hindi dictionaries, but after that, I found some mistakes there. Not some, but a lot of mistakes, especially in the pronunciation. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
If you read
yeah.
Oxford, or
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes I think that okay, I will learn this language with correct pronunciation. If I able to speak English, this is enough for me. First of all, after that, I try to improve my English more and more so that I can speak with accent as well. Because sometimes I think that oh, I should learn this language with accent. This is my own.
yeah, yeah, that is good, but that is advanced level we can say. First of all, we should try to learn how to speak, and after that, we should try to remove our problems like grammatical mistakes, or if we have some other kind of problems, sentence framing, all these kind of things. So, like hesitation, fumble, all these things. First of all, we have to focus on these things, and after that we should try to remove these things, and then pronunciation, and after that advanced level accents. If you're interested, that you can learn these things. But in the beginning, first of all, you should try to remove your hesitation and fumble. And you can remove these things just by doing the practice. The more you practice, the more fluent you will be, right? Because even I have done these things too. That's what I'm telling you. If you speak
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot, you will be able to remove your hesitation.
Definitely, everybody need to practice a lot. Then only we can remove our hesitation, everything related to the English. After that, we can do. By the way, how is weather there? I'm feeling very cold here in my area.
It's cold, really cold. It is cold, but not that much. It's okay, we can say. And tomorrow, this is the last day of this year, right?
Mm.
And we are very lucky that we are talking in 2024, because tomorrow it will be after 1 year, we can say,
Yeah, definitely,
right?
definitely. Yes, because I just a while ago I took my dinner and I have some water, cold water. Like they are not very much hot and cold as well. But so that's the reason I'm really feeling very cold.
Yeah.
So
And there are. Hmm? Go ahead.
yeah, I was saying that. So do you have any plan for next year? Any special plan? Any kind of resolution kind of thing?
Well, I have to start teaching the students who want to learn English. Actually, there are some students who have been requesting me for a very long time, but I was busy in completing some pieces of work,
Mm-hmm.
some pieces of work that were related to my studies. So now I'm about to finish those pieces of work, and after that I will start doing it. I will start teaching how to
Mm-hmm.
understand foreigners, how we can do business with them, and if we go there, so what kind of problems may arise before us, all these kind of things. Like
Mm-hmm.
and there are some other kind of rules of English, how we should speak, what should be the speed when we speak at that time, at what level we should try to speak. Sometimes people speak very fast. Sometimes there are some people who speak very slowly. So we should use all these kind of things, but according to the need. When we have to speak fast, at that time we have to speak fast. When we have to speak slowly, at that time we should try to speak slowly. Sometimes a kind of expression, while speaking sentences, expression should also be there on our face. Like if we are angry, so that kind of anger should be there on our face, so that people may know just by looking our face that he is angry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Because
definitely.
even you can even you can see these things. There are many people who speak English, but all these things do not happen with them, like facial expression, and when they have to speak slowly, when they have to speak fast, all these kind of things.
Yeah, definitely. Why? Because first of all, this is not mother tongue, and what happens? Only we know this language, okay, but we are unable to connect. We are unable to feel it sometimes. If I say any girl like a very serious thing that I love you, like that, I suppose I say okay, but if I don't know, somebody told me that okay, if you say this thing, it means you want to propose her. Somebody told me like this, and I am saying, but I don't know this language, so I unable to feel. So I just I said all of a sudden he slapped me on my face. I thought, what happened to me? That's the reason. So this is the happening with me when we practice a lot, when we say something and when we will feel it, okay, this means this thing means this is. So at that moment we can be considered as a well speaker. Otherwise, normally if we are unable to feel it, so this is normally we are speaking, right? See, sometimes I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Until
normally you
you.
can speak well. I can see this thing. But if you want to become a professional in this matter, in this field, like a professional speaker, so your all these things should be clear. Your pronunciation, grammatical mistakes should not be there, and you should speak in a good way that looks a formal way of speaking English. So it should be like that. But it's good since you have started it. So all these things will be okay according to the time, right?
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise we are saying something I mean we are saying the right thing, but with our words we are unable to make our fakes like that. Yeah, so we should have to match both the things. If I am angry, so I my face also looks angry, right? So this thing
Yeah,
I'm able to do that. So definitely we should do so that yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I think I am feeling very cold here as well, and maybe you are also. So by asking you
Yes,
one
yes.
more, we need to wrap up this session. Okay, so definitely for viewers, the viewers or learners who are very beginners. So for them, if they ask you, sir, would you like to suggest or how can we start? We don't know anything. Okay, how can we start our English journey? So for them, what would you like to say as your
Generally,
opinion?
I'm, yeah, I will say this thing. Actually, it depends on beginners, what kind of beginners they are. Because
Yes.
some people have good environment and some people do not have any kind of environment of English. So I think this thing that the beginners are from zero level. They do not know anything, right? There is
Mhm.
no environment. So first of all, I will say this thing that they should try to learn some small sentences like why, what are you doing? What is your name? How is your parents? What they do? I mean, what they are doing? What you are doing? Where are you coming? Where are you going? All these kind of sentences, small sentences that we use in our daily life. And actually, this kind of thing give us a kind of confidence for speaking something. Because if there is a person who is going to start speaking English, so it is not possible for him to use grammatical sentences. Like he cannot frame the sentences at the same time. He cannot think
Yes.
like after this subject I have to keep this kind of s, es, and ing and all these kind of things. He cannot think about these things there, right? So it would be better if he is going to learn some small sentences in the beginning. But along with that, if he wants, so he can learn grammar rules too. But with the sentences that are already made, he should try to start speaking and slowly and gradually he can improve his English by reading grammar and pronunciation, all these things come later. This is what I have done personally, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And
By the
listening
way,
is also important.
yes, yes. By the way, same thing I have also done because I
You have
think
done these
if
things.
we at least we know basic language, I mean basic grammar. So at least whatever comes in our mind, at least we can translate. This much ability we need to have. Otherwise, if you don't know, so how can even say that how where are you going? If you don't know anything at all about zero, so how can we create this sentence? So you ultimately you need to depend on other what they are speaking. Then only I copy. But you are not environment. You don't have environment. So how can you even copy this sentence as well? So definitely this much knowledge you need, and in this way you can begin your journey. And by including any daily use sentence as well, this will be very helpful for beginners.
Yeah, yeah. So, bro, we have already talked around for 25, 24 minutes. Should we try to hang up now?
Yeah, definitely, and I'm really very happy after talking to you. So we will meet soon again.
Okay, okay.